Undoubtedly, humans have heard about many mythical creatures. But the real question is, are these creatures only part of legends and stories? Or did some of them actually exist in the real world at some point in history? To find out the truth, make sure you watch this video till the very end. Number 7. Giant serpents. When we talk about giant serpents or massive snakes, almost every ancient civilization has its own version. In Roman mythology, we hear about a giant serpent like Python. In Egyptian mythology, there is Apophis, a massive serpent of chaos. And in Indian mythology and religion, we hear about Vasuki, the legendary giant snake. But here's the shocking part. Giant snakes like these actually existed in real life. Scientists discovered Titanoboa, a snake that could grow up to 42 feet long, about the size of a city bus. And then there was Vasuki indicus, even larger, reaching up to 50 feet in length, almost the size of 3 limousines combined. These snakes were the apex predators of their time. They didn't need venom. They would simply crush their prey, stop its breathing, and swallow it whole. Titanoboa lived in what is now modern-day South America, while Vasuki indicus was discovered in Gujarat, India, meaning it once lived in the prehistoric Indian subcontinent. That's exactly why it was named after the mythical snake Vasuki from Hinduism. Number 6. Yeti and Bigfoot. You've probably heard about a mysterious human-like creature that walks on 2 legs. In Himalayan culture, it's known as a Yeti, said to live near cold, dangerous mountain regions. In fact, back in 1951, footprints were found near Mount Everest. But later, researchers concluded that they most likely belonged to a bear. Still, the mystery didn't end there. In North America, Native American cultures talk about a similar creature called Bigfoot. In 1967, a video recording even surfaced, though many experts believe the footage is not authentic. But here's something fascinating. Around 3.7 million years ago, a species called Australopithecus lived in Africa. And surprisingly, they looked very similar to how people describe Yeti or Bigfoot. These were not monsters. They were actually an early form of humans. Modern humans evolved from this same lineage. However, Australopithecus had a brain 3 times smaller than modern humans, which means they couldn't speak and didn't have the ability to make tools. Number 5. Unicorn. When people think of unicorns, they imagine fantasy and fairy tales. But the earliest evidence of a unicorn-like creature comes from the Indus Valley civilization in present-day Pakistan and India. Many believe unicorns are purely mythical, but a very similar animal once walked this earth. Around 40,000 years ago, during the coldest phase of the Ice Age, a giant rhino called Elasmotherium existed. Its horn was massive, almost the same height as a human. Fun fact, the closest relatives of rhinoceroses are actually horses. Elasmotherium holds the record for having the largest horn of any land animal ever. Sadly, due to climate change and the arrival of modern humans, this incredible creature went extinct. Number 4. Cthulhu. Cthulhu is considered a modern mythical creature. First introduced in 1928 in the Call of Cthulhu, it's described as a terrifying octopus-like giant monster that lives deep beneath the ocean. But during the Cretaceous period, the age of dinosaurs, similar creatures actually existed. Giant cephalopods roamed the oceans, reaching lengths of up to 40 feet, as tall as 2 giraffes. Because of their enormous size, they could easily hunt large marine animals. These creatures disappeared around 66 million years ago. most likely due to the massive asteroid impact. Number 3. Dragons. Dragons are everywhere: movies, TV shows, games, and legends. In Eastern cultures, dragons are usually shown without wings. In Western cultures, they're shown with massive wings. Many experts believe dragons were inspired by dinosaur fossils. Ancient people discovered these bones and imagined powerful mythical beasts. But millions of years ago, there was no need to imagine dragons. The largest flying creature ever discovered looked like something straight out of a fantasy movie. Its beak alone was as large as 2 humans combined. This flying reptile belonged to the pterosaur group and could easily feed on dead dinosaurs and even their young. Number 2. Dwarfs. We've seen dwarfs in movies and cartoons since childhood, but dwarfs aren't a new concept at all. They were mentioned in Norse mythology over 1,300 years ago. About 50,000 years ago, dwarfs weren't just legends, they were real. The smallest human species ever discovered, Homo floresiensis, lived on Earth. Compared to modern humans, they were extremely short. Because of their size, they likely struggled to survive against dangerous animals like Komodo dragons. Scientists believe that when Homo erectus arrived on Indonesia's Flores Island, a process called island dwarfism caused them to evolve into Homo floresiensis. Number 1. Loch Ness Monster. For centuries, people have claimed to see a monster in Loch Ness, a lake in Scotland. They describe it as having a long neck and looking like a dinosaur. Despite years of research, no living monster has ever been found. Experts believe it's a myth. But here's the strange part. Around 66 million years ago, a creature that looked exactly like this actually existed. It was called a plesiosaur. These creatures were as large as 3 SUVs combined and ruled the oceans for nearly 150 million years. They went extinct during a mass extinction event. So the big question is, if plesiosaurs disappeared millions of years ago, why have people been seeing something similar for over 1,500 years? My belief is simple. Someone may have discovered a plesiosaur fossil, and that discovery slowly turned into the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll meet again in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.